Hello, hello, and welcome, my Piscean collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs. Welcome to your Need to Love read for this full moon to new moon next in June 2020. I am your reader, Mark Angelo, Lyons, Mel for short, professional witch, professional intuitive, president of DrawingTheCircle Productions, and Pisces moon. And I'm sorry that it's taken me a while to get these done. This reading is actually kind of sort of 2 days late. But just, there's a lot going on planet Earth, right? I've been really just in spiritual counselor mode pretty much 24/7. It's not dealing with the empathic waves of just absolutely everybody's everything going on emotionally and energetically. Plus dealing with some real, technical issues, like the cameras and footage that wasn't translating to the computer or whatever that is. So I'm here, last reading of the series, save the best for last as I usually do for my Pisceans, my Mer family. So let's get down to business. If you are new to my channel, please do like the video if you so like it. Subscribe to the channel. Hit the notification bell because I am putting out content every day, either a live stream or old material re-edited or readings like this. So you will get a notification, and please feel free to comment in the comment section below as well. Because this series, maybe this will be the last of its kind. It's a What Do I Need read, which I like doing. I think the What Do I Need reads are just helpful. It's asking the divine through different divination systems, hey, what do I need? I'm going to lay aside what I think I need, and maybe I don't know what I need from what I want, right? There's a difference. So what do I need, right? But in this sense, in terms of the turmoil, the emotional, psychic pain in the United States, let alone around the globe right now, what do I need to love within myself, within the world, within my spiritual process for this full moon to new moon next? Now it is full moon in Sagittarius, just passed, that was yesterday, going to the new moon in Cancer on June 21st, which is Father's Day. So interesting, such a maternal Cancerian new moon on Father's Day. I find that interesting, particularly because the day before will also be Letha, summer solstice, the height of the sun at the same time that we are in the dark of the moon. Do you see what I'm saying? It's very solar, lunar, balanced, polarized, interesting, whatever. So so that being said, let's have a look at what we Pisceans can, what we need to love, what we need to let go of with love, etc. You know what I'm saying? That waning moon thing, because what we might be feeling might not be all of our own. Take a nice deep breath. I'm going to start with the Caroline Myss archetype cards. Again, general read. Please take what resonates, leave what doesn't. Check your other signs. This is the last one. So let's do this. Focus on your breath. I will do the same. Get you the most clarity, guidance, and grace that I can get for you, as well as for myself as a Pisces moon. Shall we? Breathe. The prayers have been said. The breath work has been done. I showered, I shaved, I conditioned, I moisturized for this reading. Please, my collective pantheons of angels, goddesses, gods, masters, and the higher selves of all involved, what is the Caroline Myss archetype card, the perfect archetype card in shadow and light for the Piscean collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs, to show us what we need to love this full moon to new moon next. Full moon in Sagittarius, now past, I believe we are in Capricorn, to the Cancer new moon. What do you got for us, the Pisceans? The Exorcist. Mind your pea soup, folks. Hold on, I can make that pop off. There we go. The Exorcist is not immediately what you think. It has a lot of its archetypal texture from the shaman archetype. So definitely part of the divine feminine family as far as I'm concerned. The shadow. Fear of facing your own demons. No such issue here for this Pisces moon. I've been embracing the shadow as soon as I figured out what it was, or at least I started studying Jungian psychology. The psychological aspect of shadow work, the spiritual aspect, the shamanic aspect, the go through first, second, third degree in a traditional coven kind of dealio, that whole 9 yards, right? So a lot of shadow work that's been going on. So a fear of facing your own demons, and sometimes those demons are just manifested as emotions that we don't want to deal with, right? The light attribute, freeing yourself and others of destructive impulses. And I'm telling you, the amount of empathic power, oh, the divine empaths, the divine feminines, I mean, really, how we're getting through this is so miraculous in terms of the spirituality that we've had, exploding and growing for decades, obviously, but even newer forms, newer takes on the quantum and the understanding that the emotions that we're feeling are not wholly, WHOLLY, our own, right? So that as we are healing and feeling and releasing as Pisceans, we are healing for the world. We are the pressure valves on the pressure cooker planet Earth right now. So for myself, of course, I've been feeling a lot of heartache and a lot of grief and a lot of loss and a lot of pain and a lot of sadness, and I understand, like, looking around me going, well, yeah, I'm in lockdown, I get it, but why so intense? It's like, because I'm feeling, particularly with Black Lives Matter, it's so huge, the protests in the street. Do you know what I'm saying? It's like, it's such a high boiling point. Why wouldn't a divine feminine, look what I do for a living, a professional intuitive, being used to vent, have these emotions go through me that are, yes, triggered by my own, but connected to the collective unconscious, and really freeing ourselves and others of destructive impulses by loving what rises within myself. So what do we need to love? The destructive impulses that rise within ourselves so that they are healed and expressed in a healthy way. You know, they said to me this time around that this time the What Do We Need reads, right? The What Do I Need reads, the Need to Love, they called them, was going to be like spiritual counseling and a 6-card draw. And they have been right pretty much every single time. So let's keep going. Breathe. Really did save the best for last. Sorry it took so long. It's just between the inner and the outer, it just wasn't time yet, right? All things in their perfect timing. Let's ask the angels. Breathe. I totally get this. I totally right there with you. Nice deep one. My angels, please, one card in clarity. What is the Healing with the Angels Oracle? What is the healing angel that's working with the Piscean collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs with this exorcist archetype? What is the angel that we know if we reach out a hand, it will take our hand and guide us through in the healing for this Piscean collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs? This full moon in Sagittarius, obviously passed to new moon next in Cancer, June 2020. Children having to do with the inner children. The inner child, I'm telling you, so much of the racism, it's just children hurting children. It really is. It's just adults with such inner child wounds of neglect and abuse that I'm telling you, if just all the Pisceans alone, like if we all just went in for like 24 hours and just worked on our own inner children, I bet we would see such radical love and change on the planet. Now look, if there are also children, of course it's going to play itself out differently across the quantum spectrum here for the Pisceans. But certainly to allow your innocence to be protected and safe, but also know how a child can tantrum in terms of its destructive impulses. Do you see what I'm saying? But even if that is dealing with literal children in your life, there might be a bit more empathy with them, which means, you know, feeling their intensity on top of your own emotional stuff, on top of everything else that's going on planet Earth right now. Tricky. Like, people think empathy just in terms of, like, the square footage around them. It's like, it's not like that anymore. Like, Wi-Fi is a pretty symbolic, you know, like 5G, whatever they want to call it, 4G, 5G. It is that kind of thing. It's like, we're all interconnected. So let's ask the goddesses, daughters of the moon, tarot, particularly with that child, the children, the angel of the healing angel of children with the exorcist. I kind of want to see what does the goddess energy, particularly the divine mother, while we are still in this full moon vibe. My goddesses, please, one card in clarity for the Piscean collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs. What's going on? What do we need to love, or what do we need to see so that we can love? This full moon in Sagittarius to new moon next in Cancer, June 2020 for the Pisceans. We've got the Exorcist. I get that part, but that part of the child really feels inner child based to me. Give us a piece of the tarot. Play. All right. So look, the Bastet card of play, really a fun card. Obviously 6 of flames, but it's a balance of desire. The balance of playing with our desires in terms of what we need and what we want, because supposedly in every breath we are given everything that we need for that moment, for that breath, obviously not forevermore. And the ego is going to run with that in all sorts of toxic ways. But I mean, I've known that since I've been on the path, that everything we need is always here in the present moment. Duh, right? But to then play the game of that, to allow the innocence of the child, because it is often the innocence of the child that sees things in new ways once its destructive impulses have been cleared. For example, the good cry, right? The letting the child rage it out in a safe way to allow ourselves to do that. And then we become our own exorcists, emotional exorcist, like emotional healing. It's emotional exorcism. Loving what rises, Matt Kahn calls it. It's emotional exorcism. But not just from ourselves, from our cell tissue, from our ancestry, from our genetic lineages going back to what? Eden? Not even all down with Adam and Eve in that sense. A little simplistic. It's all about where you plant your trees, apparently. But that thing of being willing to play the game, of allowing the child to see the miraculous in this somehow. Easier said than done, right there with you as a Pisces moon. Let's ask the Chuck Spezzano Love Pack, because if we're going to get a Womp Womp card, this is the deck to give it to us. Half the deck is the suit of the problem. The other 3 suits that make up the other half are luck, healing, and grace. So let's see what we got. We got a 50-50 chance of problem suit card here. In a time when the world is just all the problems are boiling to the surface. Here we go. Breathe. As I ask the Ascended Masters, please, my Ascended Masters, 1 card in clarity for the Piscean Collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs this full moon in Sagittarius to new moon in Cancer, July 2020. Come on. With Letha coming and that new moon in Cancer literally the day after on Father's Day, it's such an implosion of something's going on there. So please, what is the Love Pack card? To really, what do the Pisceans need to love, to focus on, even if it is the problem? The Exorcist, the collective, is saying here, the angels talking about children, the goddesses talking about Bastet, the 6 of flames, that juggling fire, that playful in the rhythm, in the game of it all. What have you got for us, Ascended Masters? Wild Abandon. Not the first time this card has come up. I forget who else had Wild Abandon in the series. It was, I think, the day before. Yesterday I did Aquarius. I think Aquarius might have gotten it because it was recent. But that is a luck card. I mean, with play and Wild Abandon, look, I've been praying for miracles nonstop. I mean, for, it seems, months now, but particularly these past 10, 11, 12, say 2 weeks, it's been like my main thing to pray for miracles, right? Because I don't know how this is all going to heal itself, but I can use that power that I have spiritually, right? So to get that, if we just play the game here, with Wild Abandon, to just live our lives. Now, of course, Wild Abandon doesn't mean act foolish, or for that matter, act childish. But do understand that we may very well have to allow these emotions to flow through us in a way that we have to play the game emotionally here in order for us to exorcise from ourselves and all of life the destructive impulses of repressed emotion and repressed pain, because it all, telling you, it all goes back to that inner child. So much of what's propelling the hatred on the planet is the fear, and it's the child if it doesn't feel safe. The child archetype is the guardian of safety and innocence. Read Sacred Contracts by Carolyn Mays. Well, it's not her card. There is the child archetype cards in this deck as well. but particularly with these childlike images from the daughters of the moon, that there's a way for us to play our way through this, to bring our joy and our innocence somehow to this, and the love to this. So in other words, what we need to love is really intrinsically involved with that inner child, both coming and going, the love given to that child as well as the love that comes from that child. And I will tell you, I've had moments of such empathic intensity in prayer, praying for Black Lives Matter, right? All of the beautiful Black men, women, and children of all colors, right? And just feeling that move into tears, the innocent child of my heart reaching out, like that kind of wild abandon. It just feels like there's something with that card of the Exorcist, something mystical going on here. It is a divine family archetype. Let's ask the Ascended Masters who gave us the card of Wild Abandon for a healing mantra deck from Matt Kahn card. A healing mantra card from the healing mantra deck. Breathe. My Ascended Masters, please, for the Piscean collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs this full moon in Sagittarius to new moon next in Cancer, June 2020. What do you got for us? What is the perfect healing mantra for a Piscean going through all of this with the Exorcist, the child archetype, children, Bastet, play, the Six of Flames, and Wild Abandon? What would be the perfect healing mantra, please? Something that makes sense for us. This is very emotional, very intense. It's got fire and water in there for sure. So please, what is the perfect healing mantra? My Ascended Masters. Unraveling codependency. This is my favorite mantra in this deck. Only I have to feel good about my choices. Unraveling codependency. Only I have to feel good about my choices. But that's not true. The other one that I love is inviting ecstasy. I am worthy of all the pleasure my heart desires. You could see how those two together could dovetail. Sounds like a nice weekend if you're with the right people. Unraveling codependency. Only I have to feel good about my choices. Why do I feel like there's a liberation coming? Like these are, well, it is Gay Pride Month. Just saying, for me, maybe not for you, maybe for you too. I wonder, like, I've been trying to not take these personally and relate them at least to what's going on in my personal life as I'm doing them. This is a tricky one because literally I'm not in a relationship with anybody where I would have to be codependent. Only I have to feel good about my choices. When codependency unravels, you're able to move freely in the direction of your heart's desire without needing permission from others. Praise God, hallelujah. As codependency fades, you are able to honor the emotional reactions of others as crucial stages of their healing journey without taking responsibility for them. And that is really the T. That I mean, maybe, look, there's abuse, there's neglect, there's codependency, and there's loss. Maybe not everybody has experienced the wounds of codependency. I certainly did growing up in New York in the 70s, 80s, 90s, and up to today, obviously. So even, it says this mantra is ideal for healing family dynamics. This is stuff we incarnated to come in to do, and that thing of like, well, your choices make me feel bad, right? That's the codependent part of what's going on planet Earth right now is so tied in to all of the injustice and all of the heartache and the pain and the grief. It's all just this massive quantum entanglement. So this mantra is ideal for healing family dynamics, cultivating emotional freedom, and reclaiming your personal power. There really is something here about understanding that, you know, when it says only I have to feel good about my choices, people can take that as a license to be really toxic. And no, only I have to feel good about my choices. In other words, if my choices don't feel good, they're not the right choices for my soul. Do you understand what I'm saying? It's not about coming from this place of pain, but it may very well be about feeling everything with this exorcist archetype, freeing yourself and others of destructive impulses by allowing that child to tantrum, to cry, to feel the grief, the loss, the emotional baggage, not just of our own individual stuff in our own cell tissue and our own personal subconscious, but within the collective unconscious, hence racism and misogyny and hatred in general, right? All of it, pain, 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 pain. What I've been getting for weeks now is that it's all about the inner child. It's all about that wounded child within all of us individually and collectively. You heal one, all the others start to heal. And that there's some aspect of play in this with wild abandon, and I feel like that play might very well take on a bit of a mystical healing kind of thing. As we really, how do we play the games? But we play this game by only making the choices that feel good, because only I have to feel good about my choices, even if everybody else hates them. If it's my soul telling me to do something, I gotta go with it. Very, very powerful reading for Pisces. I'm digging it big time as a Pisces moon. So let's get this last card down on the table from the Whispers of Love Oracle. I love this deck so much. I consecrate it every single time to the voices of the higher selves, and in this case, my own included. So let's do this. Nice deep breath, my fishies. My fishy fishies, fishy fish, the higher selves of all involved, please, my own included. One card in clarity. What is the Whisper of Love for the Piscean collective? I'll do that one as well. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs. This full moon in Sagittarius to new moon next in Cancer, June 2020. Considering the collective of all y'all are talking about The Exorcist, that makes sense. The angels with the healing angel of children. There it is. There it is. That's the key to the whole thing. To call upon the angels for help with inner child care and inner child healing. And then the goddesses are saying, it's like that mother goddess is saying, and that this can be in some ways playful, that is creative and moving, and something that is balanced, that brings together what we need and what we want in a way that is playful. Because isn't that playful when you're getting what you need and what you want all in the same package? Then with that card of wild abandon. I mean, this just looks like so much fun. I'm so down for that. I am so ready, both up for and down for that. But keeping it. But here's the healing mantra, man. Only I have to feel good about my choices. Higher self, come on. This is my terrain here as a Pisces moon. Hello, kitty cat, giving me head bonkies on the foot. When you want to come up for last card? We got a Melchior, granted a Taurus, but still a black cat for you. You sit down for a moment? Will you chill out for mama? You lay down, lay down. It bunks the table. It's not what I meant. Lay down, lay down. I'm almost done. Nice deep breath. My higher self, please. One card in clarity for the Piscean collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs. This full moon to new moon next June 2020. What do you got for us, please? Just put it right in my hand, the golden card. Focus on love. Look for the good attributes in each and every person in your life, which is an amplification technique. You start with those people in your life, right, that you know, or maybe even those of somewhat mythic quality, right, you know, like the saints, Mother Teresa, right, you know, the gods, the goddesses, the angels, you know, start there, but focus on love. Look for the good attributes in each and every person in your life, which is what the inner child does when it feels safe, when it doesn't feel so damn betrayed and abused and neglected and codependent upon, and that it's going to lose everything, right? So altogether, this does make sense. That there is this, we have to learn, we have to love the part of ourselves that are emotional exit valves for emotions on their way back to source, right? That it's coming up and through us, that we, you know, are learning how to face our fear of our own demons, our own emotional pain, and the fear of that emotional pain, which is like a demon unto itself, and the light attribute of freeing ourselves and others from destructive impulses, just like a child will learn and need to grow through that. And it can be done in some way that's playful, and that including a wild abandon, by really working this mantra every day, every night. Only I have to feel good about my choices. And it can be a little with that in it too. Only I have to feel good about my choices. Thank you very much. Sometimes you have to do that. But to really make sure, though, that then you feel good about the choices, then this isn't so necessary. As we focus on love, looking for the good attributes in each and every person in our lives, and to start there in our lives, and then allow that as an amplifier to just reach out. I've been feeling moments of prayer where my heart goes out. You know, people say my heart goes out to you, but like the energy field of my heart expands and literally is like putting its arms around total strangers that I'm feeling out in the streets protesting. Don't even know their names, just feeling them and feeling so much love and compassion. It's a wild time to be alive as a Pisces, particularly as an empath, particularly as a clairvoyant, or any of the other intuitive stuff you got going on. So maybe that's why I needed a few days and a vigil in between when this was supposed to get done and when it actually got done, my Pisceans. Again, I apologize that it took so long. But I'm glad to be in on this reading with you. So may the Piscean collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs be blessed with the play, that they focus on love, unraveling the codependency by getting that only we have to feel good about our choices as we go into the wild, abandoned, protecting and loving and giving that innocent child in our hearts the innocence, the space, the love, the approval, the fun that it needs as we alchemize and exercise from us that which no longer serves, the pain that really underlies all the ills of this world, that we love our own inner child and exorcise our own demons from lead to gold for the well-being of all. May the Piscean collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs, myself included, be so blessed. So mote it be. And so it is. Thank you so much for watching. That was intense. Thank you, my Pisceans. I love you so much, my Mer family. Again, if you like this, please do like, subscribe, follow along, hit the notification bell. I am putting out some stuff. I'm going to be doing some more vigil work, maybe once a day, once every other day. It's like 2-3 hours of a live stream of me in prayer and pulling cards and having a really good time. I had a really good time the last one we did. So we'll see what happens next with that. Otherwise, wishing you all the very best and the very blessed of this full moon to new moon next June 2020, my Pisceans. Hail, farewell, and blessed, blessed be.